Hi everyone. I have stolen away for a few minutes to share some things with you because I believe it is invaluable. It's been invaluable for me the last month. The struggle is real for me, and I'm sure for most all human beings on the planet the last couple months. You could be literally struggling to put food on your table. You might be worried about your grandparent or your own safety and getting a virus that could potentially really hurt you or even end your life. Or you might be frustrated about the confusion and the disunity and all the politics that seem to be involved. Or if you're like me, you just miss your people. You miss being around people, and you miss your normal life activities that bring you life. And that can be super, super discouraging. Throughout my life, there's been little things that I've learned that I've really been able to hold on to during some of the most difficult times. Why would I think that's any different right now? I was struggling to get out of bed in the morning, like sleeping in pretty darn late. And my kids were doing their own thing. I was so distracted mentally, and I didn't want to keep living that way. I hope this isn't the new normal, being separated, social distancing all the time. I hope it doesn't last much longer. But the truth is, we don't know what tomorrow holds. And so I wanted to learn how to live my day to the fullest that I could, even on the days where I'm discouraged and frustrated. And I kept trying and trying and trying to be better and do better, and it just wasn't working. And you know what? This seemed like a repetition of so many other times in my life. Well, then something happened. Something that I actually read in the Bible. Now, don't turn me off yet. If you can just hear me out for a little bit. You might be listening to this and you've heard the Bible before and you have no interest in knowing anything about it. You may have some feelings that aren't very good towards the Bible, but I just encourage you to hear me out in what I'm saying. My experience with the Bible and these pieces of literature have literally at times spoken to my soul, and not just once or twice, but over and over and over again. These authors of these passages and these books and different chapters, they have all been through difficult things. They've had mountaintop experiences and valley experiences. And just like we can learn from Shakespeare, we can also learn from the authors and the literature that's held in what we see today as the Bible. My experience with it is that it's living and inspired. Particularly, there's a book of the Bible called Psalms. And I've heard so many people tell me that they've been reading the Psalms because a lot of people go to the Psalms when they're discouraged. Why? Because the author of much of the Psalms portrayed his heart and his soul, and he put it all out there. We can relate to the authors of Psalm, particularly David. King David is one of the authors, and he's written a big portion of the Psalms. And today I wanted to share with you something that I read in chapter 57 and show you the piece or the concept that really has invigorated me and helped move me forward. And at the end of this little video that I'm sharing with you, I want to give you just one little thing that might help you moving forward throughout this next week, this next month, and the rest of this year. Psalm 57, particularly, if we just look at it by itself, was written by David. He would soon become King David, but at this time, it's before he's king. He's been anointed to be the next king. And the current king, King Saul, is threatened by David. And so he's been pursuing David and chasing after him and trying to kill him. David is hiding out in a cave, and Saul is pursuing him and chasing after him. And he writes this piece of literature, or this poem, or this prayer, while he's hiding out in the cave. I want to read it to you, but I really want to rest on verses 7 and 8 because this was pivotal for me. And this is what it says, Psalm 57. Have mercy on me, O God, have mercy. I look to you for protection. I will hide beneath the shadow of your wings until the danger passes by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who will fulfill his purpose for me. He will send help from heaven to rescue me, disgracing those who hound me. My God will send forth his unfailing love and faithfulness. I am surrounded by fierce lions who greedily devour human prey, whose teeth pierce like spears and arrows, and whose tongues cut like swords. Be exalted, O God, above the highest heavens. May your glory shine over all the earth. My enemies have set a trap for me. I am weary from distress. They have dug a deep pit in my path, but they themselves have fallen into it. My heart is confident in you, O God. My heart is confident. No wonder I can sing your praises. Wake up, my heart. Wake up, O lyre and harp. I will wake the dawn with my song. I will thank you, Lord, among all of the people. I will sing your praises among the nations. For your unfailing love is as high as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the highest heavens. May your glory shine over all the earth. David is crying out to his Creator, whom he calls God. He's calling out to his God, believing that his God is going to protect him and keep him safe from Saul and his men. Protect him and bring him to the place where he was believed to be as king. I want to rest specifically on these two verses, verses 7 and 8. And these are what they say one more time. My heart is confident in you, O God. My heart is confident. No wonder I can sing your praises. Wake up, my heart. Wake up, O lyre and harp. I will wake the dawn with my song. David is so confident in his hope of his Creator that he awakes before the dawn to sing praises to his Creator, to his God. He's so filled with hope and wonder and awe. Sometimes I do that. I wake up early and my thoughts are just stirring with wonder and amazement. And I can see David in this passage just waking up early, thinking about his Creator, thinking about the wonders and the awe of life around him, of creation, of the way things work. He's so filled with hope because of his knowledge of his Creator that he can't help but wake early and sing praises to his Creator. When I read this was so instrumental for me because I can't help but recognize that there's some hand, some higher power or being, some sort of influencer into the way things are today. I know some of us might not think of this Bible as literal. Some of us might believe in the process of evolution. Some of us might believe the earth is millions or billions of years old, and others just a few thousand years old. But no matter what, I can't help whether I would believe, whether I'm unsure how old the earth is or what happened millions and billions of years ago, I can't help but think that there's something involved in all of this. Why? Because of the awesomeness, the complexity of my brain and my eyes and my digestive system, or all sorts of things that go into building this baby, making this baby over a period of 9 months. There's a sac that protects it and provides nutrients through this umbilical cord, and the baby is born, and then my milk comes in and I'm able to provide nutrients for this baby. That whole process to me is so filled with awe and wonder that I can't help but think there is just something involved. I mean, from the positioning of the sun and the moon and the stars and the earth, and if we were just a little bit closer or further away, that it might be too hot or too cold. Just think that if life, it's just everything about it is so mind-boggling to me. The life cycle of how things continue and go on, from the life cycle of a plant to how just things provide food for different species. There's so much that leaves me in awe and wonder, and I can't help but think there's some sort of being and creativity. If it takes a mind to make a table that we sit at and eat our meals at, or it takes a mind to build an engine, how could I not think or believe that there's some sort of influence, some sort of mind, some sort of power, being that has its hand in the making of life, needing the one thing we need, oxygen, is in our world. It surrounds us. Just some of these things are so incredible to me. And so just that drives me to want to know and understand this higher power, this being, this creator. One of the reasons I have confidence like David has is because of my belief that there is a God, that there is a creator that I call God, just as David called him God. So how can we move forward in confidence? Remembering the past and how your creator, your God, has been faithful to you. Remembering his hand and how he directed you and moved you. And I'm sure some of us have many experiences of providence in our life, relationships in our life that are good to us and healthy, or maybe that have been through difficult things and that have produced good things in the outcome. When we think of these things, I encourage you to write them down, Think of the good things and even the bad things and how they've brought you to where you are today. And find things to be grateful for. Find things to be thankful. Be thankful. Say out loud, write down, I'm thankful for this and this and this. Gratefulness and thankfulness will help to give you confidence to proceed forward in your future days. I know it has for me. It propels me forward into my future. It gets me through my day. I am convinced that gratefulness and thankfulness is a huge remedy for me moving forward in my life in goodness. And if you don't have a reason to be confident, that's okay. I encourage you to write it down. If you can't think of any reason to be confident or hopeful or grateful for, that's okay. Write it down. If you've talked to God and you're used to it, talk out loud to him. Speak these things of gratefulness. Speak these things of hurt. I think small steps are so important. I wouldn't be where I am today if I hadn't taken small steps each and every day of my life. And sometimes I just focus on that one small step for weeks or months or even a year sometimes. Because if I don't start taking a small step in the right direction today, I'll look back a year, 2 years, 5 years, and I'll just be the same. And I don't want to be the same. I want to grow and become more of all that I was meant to be. And how do I do that? Through taking small steps. And that's why I give you this idea of remembering, being grateful, and writing those things down and speaking them out loud to your Creator. Sharing your thankfulness, the things that are hurting you out loud. I think it's a great first small step.